Welcome back to this week's edition of Modern Tech and Transformation. I am really excited about this week's guest, Kimberly Goodman. She is an RPA aficionado, and I've had the pleasure of hearing her speak on RPA and automation. So, Kimberly, welcome. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And since it's your first time on the podcast, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a proud Aggie. I graduated from Texas A&M University, electrical engineering, and I have an MBA from University of Houston. I've been in engineering RPA industry for about 15 years, and I have found that as it grows and we get more into AI, I'm able to utilize my skills and client engagement and really take RPA to another level.
So let's take it back to the beginning. When you say you're utilizing your skills now for more AI, what got you into RPA in the first place?
I would say when I was asked, on the project that came up, hey, have you heard about RPA? And I knew it was more about robotics and the processes. And at first I was like, I don't want to do that. But as I started reading more into it and seeing how it could actually take, different, applications and tools that we use day to day in any industry, and it could actually, improve efficiency, help clients to, save money, not necessarily reduce resources, but help resources to use their time in more value-added tasks. And so when I looked at where I could take my expertise and my ability to forge relationships and build bridges, I was able to take the RPA practice that we started building with our utilities company that we're working with, and I've been able to, grow it in different facets of the utility company.
So with that project, what were some lessons learned through the first time implementing RPA and then to present day?
Most of the time when you introduce robotics or RPA, they think, oh my goodness, a robot is taking over my job. So what you have to do is really try to impress upon that resource that the robot is not taking your job. It is helping you to be better at your job. Mm-hmm. And what I've had to learn is to kind of take a couple of steps back, look at what they're feeling, kind of put myself in their shoes, and then make them feel comfortable in that, hey, this bot is here to help you do your job faster, more efficient, reduce errors, and then you can utilize your time, for more analytics and more value-added tasks. This can equate to raises, promotions, so that's how I'm able to, take what I know about RPA and the benefits that it offers and impress that upon, other employees. So that's a big lessons learned, because it would, kind of produce kind of negative energy. Like, you're coming in here with this bot taking my job. So that's what we did not want them to feel.
Yeah, so the human aspect was just as important as the technology aspect.
Yes. And once we were able to bridge that, then they see, well, oh yeah, I got another report that I need you to automate. Oh, here's some more processes I need you to automate. And so that's where we're like, okay, well, hold on just a minute. But it makes it to where they can see the benefits of utilizing the RPA tools and the power to make sure that they are, better equipped, operating efficiently and smart.
So now that we have the background, let's jump into the why, what, and how. Okay. So at the beginning, why would a company, it's pretty obvious, right? Efficiencies, but are there certain other whys that might not be as obvious to why an organization would want to implement RPA?
You could probably think about the processes where you have more hands-on, where they have to do more analytics, more reconciliations. And so when you have, departments, more financial departments, HR, sensitive information, they feel a little bit more like, wait a minute, I don't want a bot getting all up in my business.
Mhm.
And so you have to ensure that you let them know that these bots are operating as humans. They're virtual workers.
Mhm.
You don't have to feed them. They don't need to sleep. But what they do is we've implemented a lot of security measures, and we take those bots and we, pretty much align them and provision them just like we would do any other security policies with the companies. So their information is more secure, even with the bot.
Mhm.
And then also we have to let them know that, although it's a bot that's looking at these different, analytics, the data, but the bot is not making mistakes. Humans make mistakes. So
That's a
when
good
we
point.
look at the different ways that bots could reduce error, and then again that reduces fees, different things like that that can negatively impact the company.
All right. No, that's a good why. Reducing error,
Yes,
cost savings, time
yes,
savings.
yes.
And so let's dive into the what. So we know why they're
Mhm.
implementing it, right? Most companies have a pretty clear vision, or if they don't, they talk to people like you and you
Yeah.
can help them make that vision a little more clear.
Mhm.
What happens when you have to start an RPA program? What does that look like and how does it come to fruition?
So what we usually do is we would take a look at the um, department and how they're set up, the different processes that they have to implement, the frequency that they have to implement the processes, and also the level of security, the sensitivity. And then we also look at, pretty much how involved it is. So if we're looking at, the bot going to SAP, then it might have to go to BW, as for HANA. We would then set up a program for them to where we look at if they need one bot or if they need multiple bots to run different processes. We line all of that out along with a service level agreement to where if the bot goes down, how fast will, one of the resources, whether it's onshore or offshore, will come in and revive that bot. Or if it's not us, it could be the company that we're working with, their systems. So we have to put all of that into I would say, a program and then present that to them and then put together what you call it's a POC,
Okay.
and it's like a demo that we take a sample process, demo it out for them, show them the power of the bot, and then that's how we grab the business, and I close them.
I mean, it sounds like it. And I know you have a really great success story of how you've implemented an RPA program. Can you talk through, I know you've given us some why and what already, but talk through that specific example about exactly what you did, what you automated, and the benefits gained, because that's where the real
Yeah.
success is.
Yeah. I would say one of our major champions would be in electric billing department and also gas cost accounting. To date, we're running close to about 55 processes.
Wow.
And they had processes where, you know, I would say about 3 to 4 resources. It would take them a whole day to get through a report, a reconciliation. And so once we did a proof of concept and showed them what they were doing in 8 hours, we were able to knock it out in probably about 30 minutes.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was sold.
Mhm.
And so we then started looking at the different reports that they were doing. They might have to work with cross-functional areas. So you might have financial working with HR, HR working with gas cost accounting. All of them have reports that are feeding into each other, and they end up with this one report that has to be reconciled. So that report might take a whole week to do. We can knock it out in a day with a bot. So as long as everyone is on schedule and we pretty much step through, do a demo, proof of concept, Once we did that, along with the offshore team and the onshore team, because we have great offshore support, I mean, now we're backlogged actually with the pipeline. And so we're starting to stack processes out to 2025 now.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What kind of time and cost savings happened?
I would say for this year alone, for that particular department, um, on just a standard process, I would say it's saving them close to about 40 hours. You're taking two resources to where now this one bot can take those two resources, couple it down to one day's work, right? Well, 30 minutes of work, you would say. And then looking at those two resources, you're saving probably close to about, I'll just use it in a nutshell, probably about $1 million.
Wow.
Mhm.
And right there, I mean,
Oh,
as you said, that sells
yeah,
itself.
yeah,
That sells
yeah.
itself.
It's like, write the check. Let's do it.
And no, that's wonderful. And what technologies do you prefer to use in your RPA programs?
Right now, we're utilizing a couple of them. Our primary one is very user-friendly. Out of the box functionality is amazing. It's Blue Prism.
Okay.
Another software we're using is UiPath. So all of those, they utilize various codes, VBA, Python, even workflows. But being able to step through those workflows and then along with explaining that to the client, it actually educates them and they become more involved in the process. That's what I like, and just kind of collaborating with them. And it brings about more business as well.
So wrapping up, any advice that you'd have to an organization looking to implement RPA?
Yes. What I would say is take a look at your department in a whole. If you have processes that you're doing, daily, monthly, any type of complex reconciliations, it's ideal for a robot. I keep in mind, you don't have to feed it. It doesn't have to sleep. It can go 24/7. And so all of those menial tasks that could take you days to do, and the bot can knock it out in 30 minutes, it, frees you up to do more valuable, value-added tasks for the company, which saves money. So I would look at processes that, could, remove a lot of tedious work where you can then collaborate more with your teams to be more productive.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, Kimberly, I always love hearing you speak about RPA. You're so passionate about it, and I really want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Carla.
Thank you. And we will see you all next week.